Hello, Libra. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for a tarot and oracle card reading for all Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We are going to get started here with an oracle. I love this one. I love this pair. They're so much fun. You have Trick or Treat, Mischief, and Play. So this is maybe a time to let your hair down. You might find maybe there's some kind of a little office thing going around, like we're a little early for this yet, but sometimes they like to boo each other. If you're from another part of the world and you're like, what is she talking about? People put ghosts on like your window of your office or your neighborhood with a little treat bag, and then you do it to the next person as kind of like a little gift. I'm sure there are other cultures that do things now a little differently than that. But I'd also say too with that, you may have, if you are dating someone, they may have something up their sleeve, a little surprise for you. Nothing bad, okay? This is not scary time. And I do want to say happy birthday to anyone who's celebrating, if this is your sun sign. May it be your absolute best year yet, and may that mischief and play be such a good thing for you. All right, general intuitive reading today. Well, we've got the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, the 8 of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, the 8 of Cups, the 9 of Cups, the 5 of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. Very interesting energy here. It was almost like a ping pong match. I was really hoping we were going to get the 10 of Cups because that would have been cool. I'll still take the 10 of Pentacles because that's also great. And you know what we're going to do? Because this is one of the pip cards, I was going to leave it like this, but I feel like I need to honor this other ace. There's something really good happening here. Now, I'll tell you what, you don't have any major arcana. We don't get them in every single reading, and that is A-okay with us. We don't need them. They'll come back around. I do feel like you have something here, though, that is going to feel like joy. It's going to feel like a big win after something that you've worked hard with. I do feel like there may be a bit of a letting go of someone, especially if this is your sun sign and you find, and even if it's on the mundane level, they do, you might see in your Facebook or some other account, I shouldn't have mentioned a particular one, but they'll show you in your feed if like it's your birthday and they wish another person a birthday and happy birthday on your birthday also and they ignore you. That will show up, and I swear they do this stuff on purpose to us to make sure we know. But I've seen a lot of things too. Maybe I need to say this publicly. People are posting in private groups. It's been showing up at least in my feed publicly. And I'm pretty sure it's stuff that they don't want everyone to see. Like I had to Google what unicorn meant. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I'm not that cool. But I do feel like with this energy, you do have a little bit of a turning point. So anything that's not serving you, I just feel like it won't hurt you and you will cut it out. You will be done with it. Now, we had some very interesting astrological aspects back in September, and I do feel like they started to make that clear, things that we're going to let go of. And so sometimes when you decide to let go, the others, they don't realize it. They didn't get the memo. So you're already done and they're still kind of lingering. I just feel like with this 10 of Pentacles, you're moving into such harmonious times. You have a community around you. Now, if you are moving, I do feel like this is going to be a very good move for you, especially with the Ace and 10. You've got the first and the last pip card. So it's showing a progression, showing something, look at the scale of that pentacle too. But it's showing something new, okay? This is also too representing the physical body and choices. So especially if this is your sun sign and you've had a year over of, man, I thought I was going to be somewhere else physically, or maybe this is a birthday that ends in a 0 and you're saying, this is my decade. I'm really going to get the momentum going with my body, my fitness level, my choices, all that stuff. I feel like it will carry you the distance. So I definitely feel like with this energy though, you have something here in terms of a win. All right, in terms of money too. So you may find that you get little bits and pieces of money, but I also feel like when you go checking on your accounts, especially if you've just had some rather large bills like debts, I still feel like you're going to look at it and go, you know what? That's better than I thought it was going to be. I'm not doing too bad here. So with the Ten of Wands here, again, something here, I feel like you put in a lot of effort. I do feel like there may be something that you decide to go in a different direction with. Now, it might be you as a consumer where you've invested a lot of time, money over the years in a particular company, and I just feel like something about them is not changing with the times. I feel like with this Ten of Wands, you've done what you can, and you may decide it's time for you to fly. So the Ten of Wands, tens are overall a realization, and I feel like there's only so long that we can keep this up when you're being stretched like a rubber band. Now, I will say at work, if that's the case, with that Ace of Pentacles, that's new resources coming in. But I still feel like if you decide to change, you may find that the new resource is not on time. It's just not enough and a little too late. I do feel like, though, if it is something with a job, it might be juicy enough to keep you. I feel like once you break free, though, it'll be tough to get you back. Like if it's some kind of a business, you know, when you quit going to them and all of a sudden they're starting to send you discounts. And it's like, well, why didn't you do that before? Now it's too late. I've already built a relationship with a new one. So with this Eight of Swords, if you do decide to go in a new direction, I feel like they don't see it coming. I also feel like if it's somebody around you who's quite set in their ways, I feel like they don't think anything else is going to happen. I feel like somebody this set in their ways thinks everyone else will just stay status quo with them. They're not anticipating you to move. These swords are not marching forward. And it also, too, if it's something with a relationship, I feel like there may be too many people in the mix, too much talking, too much advice. It's like, I don't get why people decide to put their 2 cents in on someone else's relationship. And I also feel like if somebody here is trying to have you as a main and somebody else as a side piece, I don't feel like you're going to be digging that at all. I just don't see that. So with this Ace of Pentacles here, I feel like with this, you have a new beginning. Now, if it is something like you say, that's not my current relationship, but I had that, and I was like, hell no. I feel like you have somebody new coming in, and the communication is going to be very clear. And I also feel like they are going to be absolutely amazed and delighted by you. So I feel like they wouldn't even mess around with like some other kind of an arrangement. I just feel like they wouldn't disrespect you. Okay, they just wouldn't. And if I keep seeing 2 people at a bar, and it's like there's sort of this flirtatious banter, but there's this undercurrent of disrespect I'm not digging. And I feel like if somebody had that, I just don't see that sustaining. And so I apologize, but I feel like you have something better. So with this Ace of Pentacles here, this is solid. This is a very solid new beginning, and one that keeps moving forward. There's no downside to this. It's not suddenly crumbling. The hand is not going to the ground under the pressure. This is like, no problem, I can handle this. So I feel like if you get a new assignment too, I feel like there's something about evening out your workload. But even if you had a new assignment, I feel like it'll be a better thing than you had going before. So the Eight of Cups, the hero's journey, you're just not meant to stay stagnant, stuck, and blindfolded, okay? Unless you are being brought to a secret location. I just keep seeing like The Bachelor. I'm not to keep going on these crazy shows, but you know, something where they're blindfolded like that. I think that's how they did it. I don't know. I haven't watched it in a long time. Even if it's something like that, fine. But otherwise, I feel like you're moving. If it's something, you know, for fun, you're using a blindfold for fun. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But in general, I feel like you're not here to be stuck and in the dark. So this Nine of Cups here this is where you say, I did it. This is where you see the outcome of your hard work. This is where you see that turning point. And so with this Nine of Cups, if you're working on something, this is a great job. This is a job well done. It is a major accomplishment. And it's really a feeling of satisfaction. Like, yes, I tiled that backsplash. I don't know how I did it. I was channeling somebody. Okay. Or even like I said, I also feel like it's how people experience you. All right. That's that next love interest. Here they are. They're very, very happily involved with Libra. Now, the Five of Cups, like I said, is related to that 10 of Wands, 8 of Swords. And so this 5 of Cups is some disappointment. And if somebody came up a little bit short with you, okay, they were not enough, a little too late, they're 5 of Cups. They might be having a hard time accepting the change, but guess what? Change is inevitable. They're going to have to deal with it. So the Ace of Swords also brings in clarity. It cuts through that crown of the ego. So if there's something very ego-based, it's like people not wanting something to end because they're embarrassed. Something wanting to keep something because of their own false pride. I don't feel like it's going to be for you. I just don't see you sticking around for that. So I actually feel like this too, especially for your sun sign, maybe the time where you clean house on something that's just no longer part of Libra. I don't know why, but I keep feeling like somebody asked for a water flosser. There's a water pick brand for their birthday. Anyway, it's one of you. It's got to be. All right, you've got forgiveness. Okay, so I also feel like too, you're not going to expend any extra energy on whatever that was. Helpful people, if you're making a change away from something, you're going to be A-okay. Peaceful resolution. So especially if it's a long-term relationship with some kind of business, and you're like, oh God, there's my ex-hairdresser, hide me. I feel like you're going to be okay in the long run. Take action. So it's time to make a move, and you've got a yes. You create your own reality. You can have, do, or be anything. I love you, Libra. I'll be back again soon.